that wasn't the case. Like, dude's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He just chose not to engage with him. He didn't want to hurt him. And I'm like, really? You know what I'm saying? I never thought that. They like, oh no, he wasn't scared of him. He could have hurt him. He just simply took the high road and realized this person wasn't going to get inside his mental the way he was trying to get inside of him. You get what I mean? Yes. And so it opened a whole new door for me. You know, like, again, I was a young man. I'm thinking, so you can walk away from a fight and not be a punk? I didn't know this.
That's positive. Thank you.
Yes, you know what I mean? So I learned from, you know, certain situations. But yeah, taking responsibility is definitely what positive people do.
Yes.
They don't make excuses for whatever failures or mishaps they have in their life. They just learn from it. But you really do block yourself if you don't take responsibility.
Yes, you do.
For your life.
You do.
Whatever you're unhappy about, look in the mirror. It's your fault.
It is.
It's your fault. I have to look in the mirror and know it's my fault.
It is.
But it's very therapeutic when you can do it, because that's the day that you free yourself from the mental prison, right?
Yes.
Of blaming the world, right? Now, we're speaking individualism. I'm not speaking on with communities of people due to hold back other communities of people. That's a whole nother ball game, because that isn't your fault. That's done by design.
Yeah, this is totally.
Yeah, we talking individuals. You know what I mean? As an individual, you know what's out here, you know what you're up against, so forth and so on. You can either succumb to it and say, hey, it's this person's fault why I didn't get this position, or go here or go that. You know, I was lined up for it, and then she went and lied on me. You know, like, you can go through all that all you want, and it may be true.
Oh gosh.
It may be true. That's what I want to emphasize. It's not saying that those things aren't true. What it's saying is, you put yourself in a position where that person was allowed to do that.
I understand. I totally understand.
You know what I mean? So that still makes it your fault.
Yes.
And that's a tough pill to swallow, and I think a lot of us struggle with that pill. So we walk around with that negative energy, that vibe of, you know, this is why I didn't get it. This is why that person got it and I didn't. You know, this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, according to the law of attraction, as well as this particular research, it's our fault. So we got to take responsibility for it. A positive person will never blame external factors and focus on things within the reach that can be improved. I think that's important, because to me that says, not only am I not going to focus on the external factors that may have contributed to this, but I'm not going to focus on that, because either way I allowed it to contribute.
Yes.
What I'm going to focus on is what is within my reach that I can do to improve this situation.
Yes, that is nice.
That's nice, right? I like that. So we definitely love that one. All right, so let's move on to number 10. Number 10. They learn to control their thoughts. A mind can be easily brought out of control by sudden negative thoughts. Positive individuals know that if they do not control their thoughts, they will lose control over their actions and behaviors. For this reason, they practice mind control, such as meditation. So now we're going back to other shows. Controlling your thoughts. Now this right here, this is a challenge.
Man, them thoughts will take you out.
My thoughts will take you out. Now we could go down the spiritual road and dive into why you even having them thoughts, but we're gonna keep it carnal.
Yes.
You know, and just say we gotta recognize when them thoughts is happening. And again, it's easier said than done. I am not the master of these things.
Controlling your thoughts, man, them thoughts can take you out of control.
They can take you out. They can take you out completely.
Controlling your thoughts, though, it's.
Hey Nate, do we still have a live feed? I don't have a live feed. Okay.
It's not that controlling your thoughts. I guess it's hard in the beginning, but once you start the process, it's not as difficult as you may think it is.
I think it's hard, you know, but like you said, as you have those small moments when you do it, the reward that you're going to feel I believe it's going to encourage you.
Yes, and I'm not sitting here speaking on guesses or thoughts. Like I'm seriously a person who's going through the whole positive thinking, whole positive mindset, thinking, controlling the thoughts, like all of these different things. So I'm not just sitting here saying it like, oh, it's so easy, but I am saying it becomes easier than what it was before.
Okay.
That's truth.
It does become a little easier.
Yes.
Yeah, because it is a tough pill.
Just have to get out of
control your thoughts. Meditation helps, though.
Meditation
helps.
Big,
that was one of the practices we spoke on when we went over controlling your thoughts.
Physical working out helps.
Yeah, bingo. Get you a bell on that. Yes, physical training helps with that.
So it's like I said, it's definitely not easy in the beginning trying to control your thoughts,
and it's not easy because it also ties into the people you're surrounded by. Again, if they have that negative energy, they're going to feed those negative thoughts.
Right.
So if something happens and you're already in your mind and you're thinking, I shouldn't have let that person talk to me like that. I should have said something. And then here's your naysayers. You gonna let her talk to you like that? I wish she would have said that to me. You know what I mean? Because I'd have said this, I'd have said that, and that's pumping you. You know what I mean? And you like, you know what? You right. Wait till she come out that bathroom.
You see, that's what we had the conversation earlier with the Nate. That's why you gotta get rid of them long time ago.
Right.
So that won't even be in your ear.
Yeah,
like that's not even something that's like, girl, back in the day you would have, like that's not even something that's even in your ear anymore. So that's the reason you would have to get rid of those naysayers. But the thoughts, it could be tricky.
Could be tricky.
The thoughts can be very, very tricky. So you have to be very, very careful with that.
It can be. But that is definitely something we have to consider. You have to consider learning how to control your thoughts. And all I can say is I'm a work in progress. That's all I can say.
That's right. We all a work in progress. But.
True that. Okay, number 11. They devote some time to relax. Instead of trying to be perfect, positive people realize sometimes you need to slow down, make your goals and ambitions secondary, and simply loosen up. By doing this, they avoid burning out, which would cause unnecessary negative energy. I think as a community of people, we're pretty good at this.
Not really. Not really. There's still quite a few people who don't take the time still to relax.
I respectfully disagree. I think they don't see it as relaxing. But if it is an activity that involves bringing you pleasure, that is how you relax. So for some people, that's going to the bar, or going out to eat often, or going to events, so forth and so on. That's how I'm seeing this. And that's why it's saying sometimes they realize you need to slow down and make your goals and ambition secondary. So that's kind of the part I'm playing off of. I think we do well at making our goals and ambition secondary.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? And this is saying positive people keep it primary, but then know how to fall back and make it secondary.
Right. And the reason it's practice because even when the point I'm getting at, because even when you are out and you're eating, and this is the time when you're supposed to be relaxing, you're having a drink, you still your thoughts, your mind is still running, like it's still moving, running. You got all kinds of. You're not really relaxing. You think you're relaxing. You're supposed to be out.
I don't
relaxing.
think you're capable of having your mind stop. Your mind doesn't stop even when you sleep.
Yeah, but if your mind was moving with the positive thoughts versus the negative thoughts, it can help you out a little bit.
Okay. Because when people are drinking and chilling, they're very relaxed.
You still thinking like it.
Now, I'll play off of what you said. I think what can happen is during that relaxing, and we'll use the example of drinking and chilling wherever, you can have someone bring up some negative stuff.
That too.
Where you start gossiping about, some negativity. Okay, so they devote some time to relax. They know that they go hard with their goals and with their energy towards it, but then they have some moments where they say, this weekend I'm not doing any work. I bust my butt every weekend working on my goals in my free time. But I'm going out this weekend. I'm going to have a little fun.
When you take that time to relax, it's wonderful. It feels so good.
It is wonderful. I'm pretty good at that. All right, number 12. They believe there's always a solution. Sometimes life hits you hopelessly hard. At these moments, you tend to doubt your abilities to solve the current problem. The fact is, there's always a way to overcome an obstacle, and positive people keep that in mind. Even if they reach rock bottom, they believe it happens so they can get to the top even stronger. They believe there's a solution. You believe there's a solution to everything?
Yes, I do.
I think it is too. Even if that solution is to accept that you can't solve this problem. That's the solution, right? I can't fix this. That's the solution. This is out of my control. I can't fix this. It's still a form of a solution. Do you know what I mean? So do a lot of us look at situations and feel there's no solution?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, because what pops in my head is I've had conversations with brothers who pay child support, but the woman still gives them the blues about seeing their children, so forth and so on. And they feel it's no solution till it gets to a point where they almost give up. They'll stop paying child support. They're like, yo, I'm not paying her nothing because she keep, this, that, and the third. They be feeling there's no solution because they feel like they're doing right. And then she's still not letting them have the time with their children. They end up abandoning it. Now, I completely disagree with that move.
Right.
But I've had those type of conversations, and I remember thinking in my mind, like, this brother is acting like there's no solution to this. There is a solution to this. I'm not saying I know exactly what it is, but to me, it was like an easy back door for him. Like, I can't keep dealing with this.
Right. Yeah. I think. I think a lot of issues are temporary. A lot of problems are temporary, and I think even the ones that are not, short-lived, I believe there's still a solution. Yeah.
You have to believe that there is a solution. That's a part of positive thinking. That you believe this is a huge problem, but it's got to be a solution. We can figure this out. What I mean? We can figure this out.
There are going to be times when you're not going to be able to, come up with the solution at that particular moment. Like you got to give yourself some time to, try to figure it out. Figure out a solution. Work on it. Something, but there's a solution.
There is a solution. Okay, so we agree with that. Number 13, they know when to say no. The value of saying no and yes at the right moment is priceless. Opposed to misconceptions, these two words have an immense power, and how you use them dictates what happens in your life. Positive people focus on their priorities instead of pleasing others. That's why they know that there are many things you don't need to say yes to. Now, I think this is a big one with a lot of people. I'm so happy
when I get to be completely positive.
This is a big one. There's a lot of people that can't say no.
Plenty.
I tend to see this more in black women than I do black men. A lot of black women don't like disappointing family, friends, children, whoever. Everybody got that grandmother that'll give anybody anything, never says no. But nobody ever pays attention that she don't be having nothing. You know what I'm saying? She spent her whole life telling everybody yes. And there she is getting older and she's not living the way we would want her to live. But everybody like, oh, grandma will tell you, she'll give it to you, though. It's like, but are y'all taking care of her?
Right.
So, yeah, you do have to know when to say no. Now, this is another one that I'm fairly good at. I'll tell you no in a heartbeat. I just come from a family where that's just how they got down.
I was going to say, do they give you any backdrop on how to say no?
My advice would be just to put the N with the O and slowly pronounce it. No, I think of ways, depending on who the person is. If I know that they're going to be sensitive, like, I'm so considerate of it though, right? I have people who will call me up, send me a text about a haircut, and I won't just flat out tell them no. Because I feel like people are so sensitive to the word no. Yeah. So if they be like, send me a message like, hey, what's up, Mike? You think you can get me in today at 4 o'clock? I don't just put back, no. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'll put back, unfortunately, I got off at 2. I won't be back in the shop till tomorrow. You know, so it's a lighter blow. So I do take an account of not just saying no, flat out no. But either way, I still equivocated to a no. So either way, I'm going to let you know it's still no. I just may not be so abrupt with it. Just be like, no.
It's hard coming to that no. Unfortunately, no.
Because some people are really good at saying no. I happen to be one of them. But I do it also because, like, I'm not into inconveniencing myself to convenience someone else who would never inconvenience themselves for me. You get what I'm saying? And we do a lot of that. Now, of course, it fluctuates with family and friends. Those are the people we will inconvenience ourselves from. But, you know, a lot of times people will want you to inconvenience yourself, and they won't for you whatsoever. They won't for you whatsoever. Like, I've given people rides before, right? And say, I'm going somewhere. I'm going to Target. And the person says, you leaving out anytime soon? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Target. Like, okay, cool. Can you take me by Royal Farms? And I'm like, yeah, all right, no problem. Come on, you can ride with me. And then in the ride, they want you to stop by Royal Farms before you go to Target. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hold up, bruh. I give you a ride to Royal Farms, but like the agenda is me going to Target. I'm not putting your agenda before my agenda. So that's what I mean. You know, like, you know, I'll say no. You know what I mean? I'll give you a ride, but I'm not going to inconvenience what I'm about to do to convenience you. You ever have anyone do that? they riding with you, want you to stop, make their stops first. You know, copy, Nate.
Is that a trick question?
I'm just saying. You know, they want you to ride out with them.
The question is, have you ever had anyone who didn't do that to you?
How about that? Has that ever even happened? Okay, well, we got one more, but we are up on break, so stay with us. It's the Black Bottom Band Radio Show. We'll be back after this. I couldn't hear you, Nate. Say it again. Oh, this is the last segment. All right. Correction. Correction. This is the last segment. Okay, I apologize. So let us finish this one off then. So number 14 is they don't look for anyone's approval. If you let others' opinions paralyze you, you will have a hard time feeling good and happy. Many people are afraid of not getting validation and being criticized. Positive individuals think and act quite the opposite. Now, this runs deep with a lot of people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The fear of criticism and the fear of not getting that validation from the people. Now, if you remember, I told you what my trick is. You just have to not put so much value in what people think.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless it's somebody who you know you respect on a level that if they tell you something that's critiquing you, you know they're really just critiquing you because you know they're really rooting for you. But a lot of times people who critique you, they're not rooting for you.
Right.
They're just simply wanting to critique you. They see that you starting to feel good about what you're doing. So here they come with the critiques to kind of knock you down a little bit. I mean, people literally say, yeah, I had to take her down a couple notches. You ever heard somebody say that?
Oh, what? Yes.
They literally said, I had to bring him down a couple notches. Why?
That is
You know, what was wrong with the notch he was at?
That's how you.
And it's because they feel a certain way. So you have to go through life pursuing your goals and not looking for anyone's approval, especially if you come from the type of community that a lot of us come from where they don't give their approval.
Yes, that's
You
true.
get what I mean? So you have to develop that tough skin and say, hey, listen, I don't care what they feel. This is what I want to do with my life. I'm pursuing my goals. So they saying this is what positive people do.
That's true. And that last one is very true. 'Cause I had my best friend tell me that, like, you can't, you know, think about or concentrate on, you know, appreciation or trinkets and stuff you're going to get from other people. Like,
Absolutely.
don't expect it or whatever.
Don't
Because, you know, it's
expect
going
it.
to let you down because it's not going to come.
It's going to let you down. And people do concentrate on them trinkets. Be upset when they don't get them.
Right. Hurtful.
You know?
Devastated.
People come to me like, Mike, you know you should have won
I
that,
thought
right?
I was going to win.
Right. People be upset. They be home. They did me wrong. They did me wrong. They know I deserve that. I've been there for 4 years.
I wanted to win.
You know, they come to me like, Mike, how you feel they didn't pick you? I'm cool, brother. I ain't tripping on they trinkets. I don't do it for the trinkets. You know what I mean? I do it for the love. So yeah, there we go. So the last one is they don't look for anyone's approval. So I'll give a recap on all 14. For those who didn't catch it from the top of the show, let me flip back here. And let's do it like this. All right. So today's show was 14 ways positive people separate themselves from negative energy. Number 1 was they create happiness within. Number 2 was they practice positive thinking. Number 3 was they look for reasons to believe in themselves. Number 4 was they cut off negative energy. Number 5 was they train regularly. That's always a hard word to say. Regularly. Number 6 was they spend time in nature. Number 7 was they avoid impulsive spending. Number 8 was they accept failure. Number 9 was they take full responsibility. Number 10 was they learn to control their thoughts. Number 11 was they devote some time to relax. Number 12 was they believe there's always a solution. Number 13, they know when to say no. And number 14 was they do not look for anyone's approval. So there you have it, folks. 14 ways positive people separate themselves from negative energy.
Nice.
That was a great show.
Wonderful.
I like that. We learned some things.
Yes.
So as usual, we thank everybody for tuning in with us. Make sure you check out our latest apparel at blackbydemand.com. Remember, buy is spelled B-U-Y. If you have a topic for a show that you would like us to cover, you can email us at blackbydemand, the number 4, the letter U, at gmail.com. That's blackbydemand4u@gmail. And remember, we still need you to check in with us on our Patreon account. That's at patreon.com/brothermikebbd. You can help us by donating as little as $1 a month, and to help us keep all this going so we can keep bringing you these positive shows and keeping it real and keeping it 100. So on behalf of the Black Body Man team and my host, co-host, the lovely Miss Janice, I'm your host, Brother Mike. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.
Go.